Okay, what's up guys? So with the recent new evidence coming out of the Kyren Lacy hit and run case, this drew a lot of attention within the NFL community. It was revealed law enforcement were coercing witnesses to imply Kyren Lacy was at fault for the accident in their witness statement. However, video evidence that dropped recently stated otherwise, and that Kyren's green Dodge vehicle was not the cause of the collision that resulted in the death of a 78-year-old man. Lacy was approximately 80 yards behind the scene of the accident when the collision took place. That said, the police, and in particular this one officer, were clearly wrong for what they did because the pressure of this charge ultimately played a part in the young LSU wide receiver taking his own life. Anyways, listen to Ryan Clark's response to the new reports coming out of this case, and then I'll dissect what he said at the end.
It was already sad and tragic when I thought he died under the weight of handling the guilt that he unknowingly played a part in someone losing their lives. It's even more tragic that I know he died as an innocent man who knew he was innocent, but was dealing with the consequences of someone guilty of what he had been accused of. And let's be clear, Kyren Lacy is innocent, but on December 17th, two people lost their lives. Obviously, Herman Hall, and condolences and prayers to his family, because this man fought in 2 Vietnam wars, and the very thing he fought for, right, which was the rights and the privileges and the due diligence of the courts as it pertains to American citizens, didn't even happen in his death. They didn't even honor him that way. It was true lies. It was true railroading. It was true framing. It was Tyler Werner, the state police, who was coaching witnesses into telling them or into saying that it was Kyren's car involved in the crash. All he saw was a young black man, right? He didn't see Kenny, and he didn't see Candace's son. He didn't see a brother. He didn't see a teammate. He didn't see a boyfriend. He didn't see somebody who truly was a part of the community. So they stole his joy, they stole his career, and eventually they took his life. And so now it's about what happens to give his family justice. Because this doesn't give them peace, right? This is exactly the evil and the hate we talk about. It isn't just about rhetoric. It isn't just about words. It isn't just about policy. It isn't just about agenda. This is the true racism and the true hate that takes away lives. And we got to see it right in front of us. And we're having this conversation because Kyren Lacy was a star football player from LSU. How many other young kids, young black people has this happened to that we will never hear their story? Yep. And I repeat, Kyren Lacy is innocent. Tyler Werner is a criminal. That's a criminal. And so now as we move forward, we have to figure out, how do we keep this from happening again? We have to figure out, how do we continue to keep Kyren Lacy's image and legacy alive by continuing to mention that every time we say his name, Kyren Lacy was innocent. But that won't bring him back. They'll never see their baby again. They'll never see their brother again. They'll never see their boyfriend again. They'll never see their teammate again. And you can't change that. And the pain that these people have to deal with over again, knowing that he was targeted, is what makes me the saddest. And so to Kyren's family, to Herman's family, to all the people who lost their lives on December 17th, all of my prayers and condolences. But justice needs to be served, and it needs to be served loudly.
Okay, so Ryan Clark alluded to this being a result of racism. Honestly, if we're going to keep it a buck, cops have been doing this type of shit forever. You would be surprised the amount of cops that just want to find a suspect to close a case. So I can't say for sure this had anything to do with race or not. It could have very well been, but until more facts come out, it's hard to say. Nonetheless, the cop that was the main culprit in this case has to be reprimanded. What he did was absolutely foul to try and pin this on someone who was innocent. And the shitty thing is that nothing that happens to this cop is ever going to bring back Kyren. The kid had his whole future ahead of him and was entering the NFL draft, so this was a huge hit to his family. Anyways guys, what do you think about this story? Let me know in the comment section below.